Herobrine is one of the most enduring legends in gaming culture, particularly within the Minecraft community. The enigmatic figure, described as ghostly, wide-eyed doppelganger of the player character Steve, has haunted the imaginations of millions of players since his first appearance in an online creepypasta in 2010. He's both terrifying and fascinating, a character whose very existence is debated and whose legend has grown far beyond its humble beginnings. While officially denied by Minecraft's developers, the legend of Herobrine persists, evolving into a multifaceted narrative of fear, curiosity, and creativity. He embodies a mystery that invites players to question the boundaries of their virtual worlds, their imaginations, and even their own fears. The rise of Herobrine as a cultural phenomenon reflects more than just fascination with spooky stories. It speaks to the power of collective storytelling in the digital age, where a single post on a forum can snowball into a global legend. Beyond its surface appeal as a chilling tale, the myth of Herobrine also raises deeper questions about the human psyche. Why are we drawn to such stories? How do they resonate with our emotions, especially fear and nostalgia? And why do so many players see reflections of their own mental states in this ghostly figure? This video delves deep into the origins of Herobrine, the culture and psychological factors that have kept his legend alive, and the potential connections between the character and mental health themes. By examining Herobrine's story through multiple lenses, we can gain insights into the ways gaming culture interacts with the human psychology and emotions, turning a simple urban legend into a profound symbol of human experience. The origins of Herobrine, a legend born online. Herobrine's story began in 2010, when a Minecraft forum user shared an account of encountering a strange, humanoid figure in their single-player world. This figure, resembling the default Steve character but with glowing white eyes, behaved in eerie and unexplained ways. It would build cryptic structures, remove leaves from trees, and vanish when approached. The player claimed to feel an unsettling presence in their game world, as if being watched. The original post included a manipulated screenshot of Herobrine, which quickly went viral. Other players began sharing their own supposed encounters, and the myth snowballed into one of the most famous creepypastas in gaming history. Over time, the story was elaborated upon, incorporating elements like Herobrine being the ghost of Notch's dead brother, or a vengeful spirit haunting the game. While Notch himself denied these claims and insisted that Herobrine was not part of the Minecraft code, the developers fueled the legend by humorously including removed Herobrine in patch notes for updates. Herobrine's rise to prominence highlights the power of internet folklore. Like urban legends and campfire stories, the myth evolved through community engagement, with each retelling adding new layers of intrigue and fear. The anonymity of online platforms allowed players to blur the lines between fiction and reality, creating an immersive and chilling narrative that resonated with Minecraft's vast player base. The appeal of Herobrine and why the legend endures. Herobrine's enduring appeal lies in the ambiguity. Unlike traditional game villains with defined motives and backstories, Herobrine is an enigma. His presence is felt rather than fully explained, tapping into universal fears of the unknown. This ambiguity makes him a perfect canvas for players' imaginations, allowing them to project their own fears, anxieties, and interpretations onto the player. Minecraft's open-world nature also contributes to Herobrine's mystique. The game's procedurally generated landscapes and lack of scripted events create an environment where unusual occurrences can easily be attributed to supernatural forces. A misplaced block, a strange sound, or a shadowy figure glimpsed in the distance can all be interpreted as evidence of Herobrine's presence. This interplay between randomness and human pattern recognition is central to the legend's longevity. The communal aspect of Minecraft further reinforces Herobrine's myth. Players share their experiences, real or imagined, through forums, videos, and fan art, creating a collective narrative that keeps the legend alive. Herobrine's story is not just about fear, it's about community and creativity. It's a shared cultural phenomenon that transcends the game itself, becoming a symbol of imaginative possibilities of gaming. Herobrine and the fear of isolation. One of the most compelling aspects of Herobrine's myth is its setting, the single-player Minecraft world. Unlike multiplayer modes, where players interact with others, single-player worlds can feel profoundly isolating. The vast, empty landscapes of Minecraft, combined with its minimalist soundtrack and ambient noises, create an atmosphere of solitude that can be both peaceful and unsettling. Herobrine's legend taps into this fear of isolation. The idea of being watched or followed in a supposedly empty world mirrors real-life anxieties about loneliness and vulnerability. In psychological terms, this fear can be linked to hypervigilance, a heightened state of awareness often associated with anxiety disorders. The brain, deprived of external stimuli, begins to invent threats, turning benign phenomena into sources of fear. Herobrine embodies this phenomenon, serving as a manifestation of the player's unease. This fear of isolation resonates deeply with players who may already be struggling with feelings of loneliness or social disconnection. For some, Herobrine's presence in their game world becomes a metaphor for their own internal struggles, making the legend both terrifying and strangely cathartic. Projection of inner fears. Herobrine as a psychological mirror. Herobrine's myth is not just about external threats, it's also a reflection of internal fears. The character's ambiguous nature allows players to project their own anxieties onto him, turning him into a mirror of their subconscious. This phenomenon is not unique to Herobrine, it's a common feature of horror stories and urban legends, which often serve as outlets for collective fears and societal anxieties. In the context of Minecraft, Herobrine can represent a range of fears, from the fear of failure to the fear of losing control. His unexplained actions, building strange structures, altering the environment, can be seen as disruptions to the player's carefully constructed world. For players who use Minecraft as a form of escapism or creative expression, Herobrine's interference can feel deeply personal, as if their sanctuary is being invaded. This projection of fear is particularly relevant in the context of mental health. Players dealing with anxiety, depression, or trauma may see Herobrine as a personification of their struggles. His presence becomes a way to externalize and confront these issues, turning the game into a therapeutic space where the fears can be explored and processed. Grief and loss. The melancholic side of Herobrine. One of the most poignant interpretations of Herobrine's story is its association with grief and loss. The myth that Herobrine is the ghost of Notch's dead brother, while unfounded, adds a layer of melancholy to the legend. This narrative resonates with players who have experienced loss, turning Herobrine into a symbol of unresolved grief and the lingering presence of loved ones. In this interpretation, Herobrine's actions, building cryptic structures, removing leaves from trees, can be seen as an attempt to communicate or leave a mark. His ghostly presence becomes a metaphor for the way memories of the deceased continue to shape our lives, even in their absence. For players coping with grief, engaging with Herobrine's myth can be a way to explore their emotions and find meaning in their loss. This connection to grief is not unique to Herobrine. It's a common theme in folklore and ghost stories, which often serve as outlets for processing loss and mourning. Herobrine's story, with its mix of fear and sadness, captures the complex emotions associated with grief, making it a powerful and relatable narrative for many players. Online legends and collective anxiety. The spread of Herobrine's myth mirrors the way collective anxieties are amplified in digital spaces. The internet, with its endless streams of information and opinions, can be a breeding ground for fear and paranoia. Urban legends like Herobrine thrive in this environment, where speculation and creativity blur the lines between fiction and reality. In psychological terms, this phenomenon can be linked to social contagion, the spread of emotions and behaviours through groups. Herobrine's story, shared and embellished by thousands of players, becomes a reflection of collective fears and insecurities. The character's ghostly presence symbolises the unforeseen forces that shape our lives, from societal pressures to personal struggles. For players who are already prone to anxiety or paranoia, engaging with Herobrine's myth can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it provides a way to explore and express their fears, but on the other, it can amplify those fears, creating a feedback loop of anxiety. This dynamic highlights the complex relationship between gaming culture and mental health, where stories like Herobrine's can both challenge and comfort players. Creativity and escapism. Herobrine as a symbol of imagination. While Herobrine's story is often framed as a tale of fear and danger, it's also a celebration of creativity and imagination. The character's origins as a community-driven myth showcase the power of collective storytelling, where players collaborate to create a shared narrative that transcends the game itself. For many players, engaging with Herobrine's myth is a form of escapism, a way to channel their emotions and explore their imaginations. The legend becomes a sandbox within a sandbox, allowing players to construct their own stories and interpretations. This creativity process can be deeply therapeutic, providing a sense of agency and expression that is often lacking in real life. In this sense, Herobrine is not just a source of fear, he's also a source of inspiration. His story reminds us of the power of games like Minecraft to foster creativity and community, turning individual experiences into shared cultural phenomenons. For players dealing with mental health challenges, this sense of connection and creativity can be a vital source of support and healing. Herobrine and nostalgia. Why the legend feels personal. Another fascinating layer to the Herobrine myth is its way to invoke nostalgia. Minecraft as a game holds a special place in the hearts of many players who grew up with it. Herobrine's story, intertwined with the early days of the game's rise to prominence, often reminds players of their childhood or adolescence. This nostalgic connection amplifies the emotional impact of the myth, making it feel personal and significant. For players revisiting Minecraft as adults, Herobrine's legend becomes a bridge to their past selves. It's a reminder of the wonder and curiosity they felt exploring the game's endless landscapes for the first time. Herobrine almost feels like a shadow of the player's former self, a ghostly manifestation of those early days when Minecraft was new, unexplored, and filled with limitless possibilities. In this sense, Herobrine isn't just an eerie figure. He is us, our younger selves, haunting the worlds we built and abandoned. This sense of nostalgia can be a powerful emotion to experience, particularly for those grappling with the complexities of adulthood. Herobrine's story, with its blend of fear and closeness, captures the bittersweet nature of nostalgia, a longing for a simpler time, tempered by the awareness of how much has changed. Herobrine and the human psyche. Herobrine's enduring appeal lies in his ability to embody a wide range of emotions and experiences, from fear and isolation to grief and creativity. As a legend born from the Minecraft community, he reflects the collective anxieties and imaginations of players, serving as both a mirror and a canvas for their inner worlds. Yet, Herobrine's significance extends beyond his digital origins, inviting us to confront universal aspects of the human experience. He is a reminder of how easily the unknown can spark fear, how loneliness can amplify our anxieties, and how grief can leave lasting imprints on our psyche. But Herobrine is also a testament to the resilience of creativity, how we transform our fears into stories, our sadness into meaning, and our nostalgia into a bridge that connects our past and present selves. In a world increasingly shaped by virtual experiences, Herobrine challenges us to reflect on the unseen forces that influence our thoughts and emotions. He reminds us that the legends we create, both in games and in life, are not just reflections of the world we inhabit, but of the people we are. By exploring Herobrine's myth, we can better understand not only the psychology of gaming, but also the enduring power of imagination to shape and heal the human psyche. Ultimately, Herobrine serves as a reminder that even within the vast and virtual, the deeply human is always present. He represents our ability to find meaning in the mysterious, to connect with others through shared stories, and to use creativity as a way to navigate the complexities of life. In Herobrine, we see not just a ghostly figure, but a reflection of ourselves, our fears, our hopes, and our endless capacity for imagination. And perhaps, late at night in a quiet game world, when the wind howls through blocky trees, Herobrine is still out there, waiting for us to rediscover him.